I want to talk especially to those of you who are visiting Israel for the first time or visiting Jerusalem on behalf of the tourist industry. I'd like to tell you first why we need you. Then I'd like to say a few words why you may be interested in visiting us often and getting others to do so. We need you because, as the Ministry of Tourism said, tourism is a very, very good business. We've had 3.5 million tourists. That is a record number. But it's not enough, because Israel should have more tourists than people. And we have a 1-to-2 ratio. We need a 1-to-1 ratio. I don't think it's impossible at all to reach it. I think we have tremendous attractions. But the important thing is we have to convince you, to convince others of the truth of what I'm saying. The reason we need so many tourists is that we are often referred to as a high-tech country. We are. We're the greatest producer of conceptual products, technological products in the world on a per capita basis, and on an absolute basis, we're, depending on how you count, number 2 or number 3. And we're only 7 million people. But this can be deceiving, because not everyone in Israel can be a high-tech engineer or even be engaged in a derivative industry. The only other way that you can create added value for a great many number of people who are not in this sector is to promote the tourist industry. It's not the only way, but it is a major way, and one that lends itself to great expansion. So that's why I'm here, because I want you to be here. Now, what is it that you discover here? I think you discover one of the most exciting countries in the world that connects the past and the future in a very small place. You'd be amazed how small it is. You're probably discovering, how is it possible that such a small place makes so much noise? But it is a small place with a lot of vibrant people and with an exceptional history. This is the only place on earth where if you place a call to God, it's a local call. And there's been a lot of history here. You can visit the walls of Jerusalem. This is where King David took the city 3,000 years ago. We've had prophets and kings, and the origin of the three great faiths all converge in one way or the other on Jerusalem. It has a remarkable history, and it's not obvious that you can walk in places where the giants of history and the greatest people of history walked and prayed and preached and dreamed and prayed, and these prayers have been realized. For us, the great prayer was to come back and rebuild our life here. And it's all centered on this town, on this city. It is not the only thing where history beckons us. There is a great project that we're embarked on now to develop the Galilee, and especially the Sea of Galilee, the area where Jesus preached. We want to bring as many people as possible directly, in direct flights, to the Galilee, and to have the ability to develop tourist projects, a real Bible land. You know, I often watch the late night television. I watch the evangelical churches, the television churches, and sometimes they call on people to come to Bible land in Tennessee or in Kansas. This is the real Bible land. It's not made of plastic, you know, it's real. And you can see the actual places where these great events took place. What we'd like to do is have a direct channel for the Christian communities around the world where they can directly tap into cheap flights, build their own hotels, build their own facilities, and bring millions of people to Israel. This is the only place where you have the real thing. And it's something that we value, and I'm sure that you value as well. So there's plenty of history. In Tiberias, in Capernaum, in Nazareth, in Jerusalem, in Bethlehem, along the Jordan Valley, where St. John the Baptist preached and baptized Jesus. It's very close, not very far from here. In fact, the birthplace of St. John the Baptist is right behind us. It's about 400 meters from here in a place called Inkarim. These are all places that are real. They're not mystical. They're not up in the air. They're real places in a real country, and that country is called Israel. So please make sure that you pass the word and get people to come and see these extraordinary places. The second thing we have is the future. And the future is variegated. It is technology, undoubtedly. And Israel has been rightly called the startup nation. But it's also a fun nation. And you can see that, I would have said until recently, you could see that in Tel Aviv, which is probably the most dynamic city right now in the Western world. I mean, I have nothing against the great cities of Europe. I think they're wonderful. But I see that many of their residents come to Tel Aviv to see what we call a city without stop. I mean, some of the major cities of Europe shut down at 11 o'clock at night, at 12 o'clock at night. Tel Aviv doesn't even get started until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It just bustles. It's very, very vibrant, dynamic, with bars, theaters, restaurants, various clubs, displays, museums. And I said until recently I would have said go there. But now you can start going here too, in Jerusalem, because we have that same development. And I want to congratulate Mayor Barkat for bringing up the cultural life of Jerusalem as well. These two worlds, the great story of the past, of our past and humanity's past, the spiritual center that the state of Israel has rekindled and the city of Jerusalem represents, and the future that Israeli society in all its variegated expressions brings to fore, I think makes Israel an extremely exciting place. And the other advantage is you don't have to travel very much. The weather is good, the people are good, so all I can ask you to do is come often and bring your friends and tell them about it. Welcome to Jerusalem. Come back again. Thank you.